and Thrive family. Welcome back to the Stroke Thriver podcast. I'm Dr. Brent Calhoun. I'm your Thrive recovery coach. I'm glad that you have carved a little bit of time to come and join us. But quick reminder before we dive in. This show grew out of the Stroke Folk Show. In the same spirit as alive, as well over on the YouTube. Go there. I have my channel, which is at Stroke Thrivors. That's V as in victory, OR. Yes. So you can join us there too. And subscribe, please. And I get asked a lot of times about why do I still do this, the podcast, week after week. And there's a lot of reasons, but three reasons come to mind. The first is I practice, and is also teaching the stuff. It sharpens me. But the practice, when I have to speak out loud, way back when the first stroke took out my speech center, and I have aphasia right now, and I need to work on it. So, and through this repetition, it helps, and you benefit as that. But second, I'm a curious guy by nature, and when I find something that I find fascinating, I want to share it with you, and so that's why I do it. And third is really this is a place where I can share what's on my heart or my mind or both, and nobody can stop me or cares. So this is great about the internet. Lots of things can get said, but really, I want to share it with you. So that's why I do. So, all right. If you're looking for support between sessions, between episodes, I've written 2 books so far and more coming out. But first, back in November of 2024, the Stroke Survivors First Aid Kit, and I wrote about stroke recovery and my journey, but I weave them out, and it can help you, and it can be a motivation for you, or if your loved one wants one. The second, I wrote this about 6 months or maybe more. Oops. The Stroke Recovery, Word Search for Stroke Recovery book, Volume 1. And there's coming Volume 2 and Volume 3. Way back when I was early in the recovery, I needed to look into words or letters and pick out words, and it helped. And this is the easiest, and the 2 and 3 would be harder. So check them out, and you can go. You can open your browser and type in tinyurl.com/stroke-books, plural, and check them out. All right. The other thing, way back when I was early in recovery, maybe late recovery, I would call myself a stroke survivor. But about 3 or 4 years ago, I started to think there must be more. There's more than just surviving. And but that's how come I titled the first book, Stroke Survivor, um, First Aid Kit, was because I labeled myself like everybody else labeled me. But I realized here's when the first one I think I had made was the I'm a stroke thriver. What's your superpower? And I use these as the logo for my podcast, so you may notice it. And um, and and when you want to be more than surviving, you want to thrive. So check those out. I have 12 or 13 designs and more coming, but you can look at them by going to tinyurl.com/stroke designs. All right, one more thing before we get into today's episode. Something I have said which bears repeating. Real lasting change happens when your words, your body and your brain, and your actions all line up, and you do it again and again and again repeatedly. That repetition is where rewiring actually happens. It's neuroplasticity. So please keep trying. So, all right, let's get into today's topic. I went down a rabbit hole this week on two ratios, quote unquote, that are supposed to save your relationships and mental health. One of them is math nonsense, dressed up as science. The other held up to 40 years of watching real married couples fight. And if you're a stroke thriver, or you have a loved one who is, you need to know which is which because your partner is riding on the answer. So here's the story. Back in 2005, positive psychology research, Barbara Fredrickson published a 3-to-1 positivity ratio. The idea was that you needed 3 positive experiences for every one negative one to flourish. The catch, the math behind it was borrowed from fluid dynamics equations that had no business being applied to human emotions. So in 2013, a mathematician tore it apart, and even Fredrickson had to walk away from that specific number. But contrast that with his name is John Gottman. I talked about him last week. He no borrowed physics. He had just decades in what he called the love lab, actually watching and coding thousands of real couples conversation, especially their conflicts. What he found, stable, happy couples average roughly 5 positive interactions for every negative one during conflict. Struggling couples flipped it. They had 5 negative experiences with 1 positive. So now bring it home. A stroke doesn't just hit the body, it hits the committed relationships, fatigue, aphasia, mood swings, role reversal. One day you're partners, the next one one of you is a caregiver, and it feels like something got lost along the way. All that can flood a relationship with negativity fast, sometimes before either of you even notices it happens. So Gottman called these real threats the 4 horsemen. I talked about them last week: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. So watch for these between you and your care partner. They're the withdrawals that quietly drains the account when nobody's looking. So remember, deposit more than withdraw. So, but here's the flip side: the deposit that you rebuild, the ratio, a small appreciation, thanking your spouse or ally for helping you fasten the button, and a shared asking about the hard days instead of just powering through them like nothing happens. Those are the things that make a difference. This week, do a ratio check-in with your partner or care companion. Don't turn it into a spreadsheet. There you can. Just notice and keep noticing. Am I depositing more than I'm withdrawing today? So, Thrivers, as this one hits home, close to home, share it with another. Someone in your circle is fighting for the relationship right now, even without realizing there is a ratio worth paying attention to. So be the one who hands them this episode. In gratitude and grit, remember, that's a thriver. That's V as in victory, O